What's good, everybody? Welcome to Hey and A. I know it's been a little bit, but forgive me. As I told you in the video before, I had a new addition to the crib. My daughter arrived, so we getting all that together right now. So, you know, the daughter been here a couple weeks, getting everything back in order, and I'm back at y'all. And Ata is with me again. What's good? How you feeling?
Man, I was really pleased to see that post, on your Instagram, seeing the daughter. Definitely had to comment on that. Congratulations. Uh,
Salute.
yeah, still adjusting up here. I'm up here in New York again, but hey, I'm ready to talk battles. There was two events this weekend.
Oh yeah. My man Ata, he progressing in life too. But we ain't talking about us personally right now. That's another
Yeah,
story for a different day. But my man's up there grinding. You
got
gotta
to.
slow him. But what y'all here for is battle rap. So let's do it. So we had super fight card and we had kings versus queens. Or the push for Remy to call it Queens versus Kings, because Remy and Pat was there as well. But you know, before we get into the individual battles, what did you think about the super fight card, and what did you think about Kings versus Queens? Did they live up to the hype, both events, or did one of the events kind of disappoint
I'd say Super Fight exceeded expectations.
you?
I know
Agree.
people that just were not that excited for many of the battles. Uh, Kings versus Queens. They were entertaining. Some of them were entertaining. They were good to watch, but there were some disappointing performances from individuals in that card.
Now they was both sequels, right? So the super fight card, I think, was better than the first super fight card.
The
Kings
first,
versus Yeah, the first super fight card, I believe, was Danny versus Drugs, um, DNA and Geechee, Rum Nitty and Don Marino, and it was one more battle in that card that I forget, but it was that card. That was the first super fight card.
card.
And then Kings versus Queens one. I don't know what's better than Kings versus Queens one. I guess it's debatable.
I have it better than Kings versus Queens one. I do.
I I don't know because Kings versus Queens one, it had DNA Vixen. That was a crazy battle. I love
That
that
yeah,
battle.
that was yeah.
I
It was dope.
mean, K Shine versus E Hart. K Shine got crazy. E Hart kind of,
That was
she was
that
just,
was too one sided.
yeah, it was one side, but Shine was cooking that battle.
Yeah, he was.
Um, who else? Oh, that was 40 and Surf. That wasn't a good battle.
Yeah, that wasn't
Surf.
good.
And what was the other? Oh, Swamp. I don't know what Swamp was doing. Yeah, this might have been better than the part one. You
Yeah,
right. You're
there
right. It
was
might
some.
have been. Yeah, Rum Nitty and C3 wasn't all that. It wasn't that crazy of a battle either. Yeah, I get that to you. Right. You're right. It was better than part one. I give you that. Definitely.
Yeah, they definitely upgraded. The intensity rose on the behalf of both sides. Really, they
Right.
like people wanted to come in to win. A few people didn't, but most people did. Most people definitely rose their intensity, and it's looking like this is going to be a series that should stick around for at least a couple more editions.
Yeah, we got some things to talk about. Okay, so the first night was super fight. Let's get into that. Let's go battle by battle. We got Danny Myers, the bar god, you know, and I'm the pod guy, so we got to review this battle. The bar god versus Kid Chaos. What did you think about this battle?
All right, I thought it was one sided. Uh, I'm not the best person to ask. I don't like KK. I don't like his uh, his mannerisms. I don't like his flow. I don't like his cadence. I don't like how he puts his schemes together. I, he doesn't
You
seem
was not
original.
a fan, huh?
I'm not a fan. I'm biased. I am biased because I just don't like his style. So it's tough for me to go into a battle and just like appreciate what he's doing. He will put together some good lines. I'm not gonna say that he's a bad writer. I just think that sometimes he'll also do some OBC, but he'll mix it into a scheme. But just overall, coming into this battle, I tried not to be biased, but everything I didn't like about him, he continues to do. So it's just tough.
I feel you. I feel you. I thought his first round was very good. Very good. There was a lot of dense writing in there.
Hmm.
But when he got done with his first round, I thought, man, if Danny didn't bring it tonight, he might be in trouble.
Hmm.
But Danny brought it tonight.
Yeah.
And he usually brings it. But out of his battles this year on URL, because he, people already calling him champion of the year so far, early part of the year. 3-0 drugs, 3-0 Arsenal. And he 3-0 chaos. I think this was his best performance of the year. I didn't see his battle against Don Marino yet. So, but I do not remember. It might not even been a URL battle, but I haven't watched it yet. But out all the performances I seen, he battled on that card. We won't mention either.
Okay, right.
But I heard he got crazy in that one too. But out of the performances I've seen, this was by far his best performance. He was on one tonight. He was rebuttaling off the bat with the rebuttals. The whole sandwich scheme was dope because it was a kind of a recall to what Mook. Remember how Mook had that sandwich scheme, but then he incorporated the legends. And when he ended it, what do you bring to the table? Crazy in the first round. Danny, as good as Kid Chaos first round was, Danny first round was better.
Mm-hmm.
Kid Chaos second round, he started off really good with the, with the confetti and stuff, imitating Danny Myers with how excited he get with his bars. That was funny. He started off his second round really good. The problem was he tailed off towards the end. I think some battlers do this. If you're going to have a long round, you got to make sure there's no dry spots.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when you have that type of dense writing. And, it's kind of like, you remember when Chilla battled DNA? Chilla was saying was fire, but he needed to structure it differently in order for it to come across the way it needed to come across to the masses. I think Chaos second round was kind of like that. It was too long, and some parts were just like, I don't know. I know he was trying to do the theme, the tragedy of Danny Myers, but when Danny was just hitting you, when Danny was just hitting you with bar after bar after bar, like you couldn't do this. And then Danny rebutted again, and then Danny came with the chaos definition of chaos. If I take sun away, I just always was. How you name chaos when definition is constant change and you stay the same? Like he was just like he was barring, but he was actually saying stuff too. We had themes. And the way I look at battles is like this, right? I look at battles a little bit differently than some people. Some people just out there for the punchlines, the bars. I'm there for that too. But I also look at, okay, kind of like a debate. What point are you trying to get across? And you making your point clear. I also look at that as well. And Danny was making his points clear. The first round, the pick, what do you bring to the table? Clear. Second round, the chaos, the definition I just talked about, clear. The third round, where am I? That was fire too. The remix of Who Am I?
Mm-hmm.
Danny did his thing all 3 rounds. I think it was a clear 3-0. The only round you can maybe argue is the first, and I think Danny took that clear, in my opinion, as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
Kid Chaos, I guess he did what he does. Um, I don't know if yeah, I guess he did what he does. Is there a version of Kid Chaos that would beat this Danny?
No Kid Chaos I've seen so far.
So it was a good test. But I feel like there are levels, and he has a ways to go. I saw his face during the post game interview. Yeah,
Yeah, and I think
he
Cirque
looked like he
was on the game, and it didn't seem like he was too receptive to it.
mm,
But maybe just because he just came off the bat, that might not be the right time. But
mhm.
I actually don't think Cirque was being a-hole like he usually is. He was actually saying some real stuff about. He was just telling him how sometimes less is better. If you cut the trim and chaos, like no, everything went together. But I understand you had the theme, but you could have made that theme a little bit sharper. And I think Verb had that problem too. We'll get to that later on. But yeah, anything else you want to add to this one?
No, yeah, we covered everything we had to cover.
30 piece by Danny, and he's the leader champion of the year so far, in my opinion. So after that, it was Rum Nitty versus Holmesy the God. I'm not gonna lie to you. I rewatched most of these battles, both cards. I did not rewatch this battle. So I'm still reviewing this off my initial perception of the battle. I didn't think this battle was too crazy. It wasn't a bad battle at all. But it's not a battle that I'm rushing to go back to rewatch. I thought Nitty was good. But I didn't see way crazier Nitties. I thought Holmesy is okay. I'm not the biggest Holmesy the God fan, to be honest. He's not bad. I like how he attacks his opponents, but I don't particularly love his delivery and presence.
That might be what it is.
Yeah,
he has a good approach. He's getting respected by other battlers as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's coming into battles doing the right thing, but it's just not hitting yet. I haven't seen a Holmesy where it's like, you know what, there's a top tier that I want to see him against because I think he might actually beat him. I haven't gotten to that level yet with Holmesy.
Right. He's an underdog in every battle he takes, to be honest.
Yeah.
It is messed up to say, and I don't want to do this because he won the tournament. You got to give that respect. But just Brandon, I bet you URL probably wish somebody else would have won the tournament besides him. I think they probably feel the same way with Fonz in the first Ultimate Madness tournament too, because if you just want to look at marketable, they probably even though Fonz is fire.
Mm-hmm.
Fonz is fire, but just he doesn't promo like a Ace do, or he doesn't have the personality of a real sick or easy to. Yeah, or easy. You see how Easy is on fire. If Easy would have won that tournament,
right,
or even real sick, if he would have won that tournament, even
Jay has more. Jay has more personality.
Jay definitely got personality. So it is funny that the two people that won the tournaments is the two people probably, if it comes to just marketability, probably at the bottom, because Holmesy, you can't I don't know. It's just something about him, right? What did you think about this? I gave the battle to Nitty. Pretty clear, to be honest.
Yeah, same. I forget the rounds I gave Nitty. I remember I just had him clear, man. There was a round where he just started to heat up. I believe it was the second or no, the third. The third, he just started to heat up like crazy. towards as the round went on. Like I said, Holmesy approaches battles well. But remember how you said when you were listening to people's angles and approaches, it's like a debate. With Holmesy, when he's talking about how many views Nitty is getting, I said, bro, same case if it was you. Right, and like any battle that Nitty has, if you were in his place, there will be even fewer views. So
exactly,
it's tough for me to. I like the approach, but it's just if you had taken it to a different direction than just views alone, it's like, bro, I don't know, man. It was good to point out though.
Yeah, and if a different battler would have pointed that out, maybe it would have hit more. But also when you try and get your point across, sometimes it's the message and the messenger. Like from Holmesy, he'll probably chop off his left arm to get the views around Nitty get, So
Holmesy getting the shot this battle.
Right. It's kind of the same thing with Don Marino when Don Marino was trying to coach Rick Nitty about his career. Like, dude, you will kill for Nitty career. It's hard to take that serious. And beyond that, the battles he mentioned, right? He mentioned the battle with Tay-Rock. His battle with Tay-Rock is almost at 2 million views. He mentioned the battle with DNA. When Rum Nitty and DNA battle, that was before Rum Nitty was actually like the Rum Nitty on URL where everybody messed with him. That's when Rum Nitty was still on the come up. So I think he mentioned the battle with Chess, same thing. That was when Rum Nitty was still on the come up. That wasn't the Rum Nitty of now. So he picked out bad battles. If you want to mention views, his battle with Av is almost at 2 million views. So
he's not starting for views. He just doesn't. He's not at the elite tier level.
Right.
With a 3 mil battle. He's not there.
Right. Like Rum Nitty and Twerk is over 1 million views. So it's not like he's not getting any views at all. I like for him to Av to be almost at 2 million is crazy. Because Av is a decent name, but he's not like top tier or god level name. Well, I consider Av top tier, but he's not really like name in that status where that would generate crazy views. So that was just off of being a crazy battle. So that angle did hit. I like the fact that Rum tried to do talk about something a little bit different in his third. He didn't do it for long, but he did touch on it. So I did appreciate that.
It was a decent battle. This was the level of battle that I expected from this entire card.
Right.
It was cool. Not too much rewatchability. Not enough haymakers that I wanted to rewind. It was, and the biggest discussion after the battle was, man, what is next for Nitty's career? What is Nitty doing? Like, what is Nitty? What battles are Nitty taking? What's his strategy? He wants to see the higher tier battlers. Like, I mean, like these battles right here is like, how long are we gonna say, okay, he's going at 70%? Because for other battlers, when they were going at 70%, Verb, Rex, quote unquote, 70%, 60%, it was, oh no, they're just slacking, they're just not that good anymore. But with him, we're saying, oh, he's going at 70%, he could do better. How long are we gonna say it?
Yeah. And it seemed to be a theme with punchline rappers. Eventually the public kind of, I don't know, get sick of their style. It seems like it happened with Conceited. Because the style of punches change sometimes.
Yeah.
The way Khan punched was, then B Magic came along. His style of punching was different. And then B Magic started to burn out. Then, it was Av with the punches, and, people kind of got burnt out with his style. Big K as well, but Big K kind of changed the style a little bit. Big K kind of became more of a talk to you and punches together, not just a pure puncher like he was before. And Nitty started punching different too, with heavy emphasis on the setups.
Yeah,
just the punch. And I don't know if people getting too used to his style or if it because the crowd is not there. Because a lot of his stuff he fed off the crowd as well. Um, but I don't know. It remains to be seen. The question is, could he beat somebody like Hollow, who was very well rounded? Because it seemed like Nitty, somebody well, Barfest is Nitty can hang in there,
Yeah.
and it'd be dope. Like him and Shine was a very good battle, even though Shine angles, but sometimes Shine just focus on bars. That was a great battle. Him and Chilla, very good battle. But Chilla's more rounded too. He kind of talked to Nino in that in the third round a little bit as well. But the battle he beat Hollow.
Can he beat Hollow? He can. I've seen Hollows that are beatable by Nitty.
Mhm.
Can
Can he beat
can he beat Daylight? If Daylight's slacking, Daylight's too much of a wild card. I can't predict. Daylight did a lot of favors for his stock with this Tay-Rock performance, of course. But
I need to see more of Daylight too. I mean, people got Daylight like a god tier now. But I remember a whole bunch of bad performances from him as well.
Yeah.
So you had one incredible performance. And he had other good performances too, but with Daylight, you never know what Daylight you're gonna get. You can get Tay-Rock, Daylight. I mean, he was fired against O-Red too to me. I like him against O-Red. He was fired against Chilla. So it was not like he doesn't have great performances beyond that. But he had, there was a time when you book Daylight, you're like, okay, are you going to get a fire Daylight, or are you going to just get him just spitting random stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Or you want to antic? But if we keep getting Daylight against Rock, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know. And it sounds like he respects Nitty, so it doesn't look like he's gonna slack and play around.
I mean, is him and Lux ever going to battle? Like, goodness, like
it's gonna happen. It's Lux's next battle. It's gonna happen. Probably a winter time. Maybe next winter.
No, it's crazy. But let's move on. Like I said, I don't have too much to say about that battle. All right. So after Rum and Holmesy, we had what some people thought should have been the main event, B-Dot and Suge. Okay, so this was an interesting battle on many fronts. How did you feel about it?
First off, it was a really good battle, and it was the battle that I was interested in the most. I didn't even know that they weren't gonna make this the main event. This definitely was the one that I thought was anticipated by most people. Now, I have B-Dot winning, but I really like what Suge did. This is the best Suge I've seen in a while. I'm proud of both of them. They both came in and they both wanted to win. You can tell they wrote for that. This is the best approach Suge has had to a battle in a long time.
Since Pat State, to me. This is the best since Pat State battle. Yeah.
I had B-Dot. Okay, it's gonna sound crazy. I had B-Dot all 3 rounds. It's not a diss. It's not like
gentleman 30 for you.
Yeah, it's gentleman's 30 exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't. Yeah, these were not. It was not a landslide at all.
Mm-hmm. You know what's crazy? I think I got it a 21 for B-Dot. I gave Suge the first round. I thought Suge was really spitting in that first round. I thought he was in his bag. I gave B-Dot the second. I think Suge, and the funny thing is, I actually liked Suge material better in the second, but he stopped very short. It was kind of an awkward way he ended his round. And I thought B-Dot second was good, and it was a longer round. I'm not giving to him just because it was longer, but he was more consistent. You
Agreed.
know, the way Suge ended it was awkward, and he was cooking before that. I was like, Suge, if you would just kept going a little bit longer, I could have gave you that round, but I can't. In the third, I thought the third by both was really good, but again, Suge lost steam towards the end of the third round.
Yeah.
He started off the round really good. I like what Suge was talking about him, like Suge was talking about some grown man stuff, like him being into real estate, having houses. I think Suge, but like I said earlier, I look at who gets their point across the best. Believe it or not, this might sound it might sound like I contradicted myself. I actually think Suge got his point across better than B Dot this battle. But I still give B Dot the battle just because of okay, once you get your point across, it still, comes down to rhymes,
Yeah.
and how you execute it. Even though B Dot had a little stumble at the beginning of the third round, was nothing too crazy, and he finished clean. Where Suge kind of like lost a lot of steam towards the end.
I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah, B Dot on all fronts is a better rapper,
Mhm.
and that is good. It's people grade that on a different curve. It depends person by person. I don't think B Dot is over rapping as much as he used to. Like it's that I think Chaos is over rapping these days. Like B Dot used to have some of those kind of traits.
Right.
I don't think he's doing it anymore. I think he's getting more to the point, even though he's still writing in that schemy style where in his 4 bar he's gonna have some little scheme. It's a 2 bar scheme somewhere, but
Mhm.
it still gets to the point. You get the punch. You get the point. And yeah, his angles were good. His angles were
Yeah,
good.
you know what? To be honest, I thought his angle about Suge getting robbed in Watts when he went to the Jordan Downs was cool. Even though the thing about some of these angles, I don't know how true these is or not. Did that
Yeah.
really happen? I don't know. Suge, I just looked at Suge body language. It didn't seem like he was denying it. Although he did deny in other battles, like when he said he didn't get robbed. Who did he battle? He said he didn't get robbed. Was it Rum Nitty? The Rum Nitty battle? But so I don't know. But one of the angles he said, or one of the lines he was talking about, how Suge was talking about he's not into stocks. Because he want the quick flips with Holmes, and he kind of got a shook about that. I'm like, I own stocks myself, but it's nothing wrong with somebody that don't want to be in the stocks and want to be in the real estate. Like at least you in the business, you know what I'm saying, into some type of investment. I don't see how that's a really negative way to look at Suge. You know what I said? I really didn't get that.
Usually, I'll let people get away with those things if there's a punch that's following it. If there's a fire punchline that you wrote out of that situation, then I'll let it rock. You're like, oh, okay, that bar was hard.
Right.
But then I'll forget it. But if your whole thing is, how can you say you about money if you don't fuck with stocks? If that's how you
Right.
end your angle, it's like, all right, that's not enough.
Right. And like that's dope that Suge into is a landlord in the house or flipping houses. That's dope.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was doing that.
Awesome.
Yeah, I didn't even know Suge was doing that. So shout out to him. I don't see how that's a diss. So like some of the angles I thought he was taking was shaky, and even though he rapped it very well, though, that's the thing. Like with the whole Sharif thing and talking about Suge being a Muslim and the gangbanger, I don't, I'm not a Muslim anymore. I did grow up when I was real young. My parents were Muslim, but I never really was big into it. I don't think it say anywhere you can't be in the gang and represent Islam.
Yeah.
Like so I didn't know. Like, granted, some of the ignorant stuff you're not supposed to do, but I don't know if that angle hit for me either, to be honest.
So with those things, that's another situation where okay, he's gonna mention it, but there has to be some punches that come with this if you're gonna bring this up. And he had good punches.
It was a good stick scheme. He wrapped it very well.
Yeah.
But just to play itself, man.
Yeah, the angle itself is not enough. It like that itself. Oh, you're Muslim and banging.
Yeah.
That's not that itself. You're not gonna win a round off that alone.
Right. 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 Like you're gonna address the gang situation. I like the way Math did it with Jag. That was cool. Or the way Verb did it with Geechee, but B Dot a gang member too. I mean, you could say the same thing. How you a Pan Africanist if you're blood.
Yeah.
Like so, it's just like I don't know, but the rhyme schemes and the way he set it up was great.
Mm-hmm.
So, although I like Suge points and when he was talking about more, I still gave the battle to B Dot. Good battle though, good replay battle, very good replay battle.
I was
the
saying
Pan African line by Suge too.
Too crazy. That's if he didn't have that bar, most everybody would give him the third because like it was tailing off for him. He didn't like that third was tailing off for him. So that was that was maybe a second to last bar. It was really good. So that's what could keep people saying, you know, I still have Suge in this third. There's people out there that have Suge winning this battle. I'm not hating on them.
It is. B-Dot's performance was still, I think, just in terms of rapping, was just still better than Suge's.
I agree.
Even though Suge did very well. I know Danny said that he wants Suge on Gnome. I would like to see that battle.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah. All right. So the main event of the night. And I think some people question why it was the main event, but they put on and showed that it should have been main event. We had Mike P versus Real Sick. What you think about that one?
I did not know this battle was gonna go down the way it did.
Are you familiar with Real Sick before this battle?
Yeah, I've seen him. I've seen his battle maybe twice. You know, I've actually seen Real Sick when he was on UW. I seen one of those little battles that he's had, so I knew who he was for a couple years. URL definitely saw him against Jay. I seen him in another battle.
I saw him with Chilla.
Yeah, okay, Chilla. Yeah, I didn't watch him against Chilla. I know that was an app battle.
Yeah,
but for sure, yeah, this battle, I didn't know he was gonna do this. I didn't know he was going to outclass Mike P the way he did, and and just be better completely.
Yeah, and you know what? Mike P was good. I really didn't care for his first round all like that. I thought Mike P first round was just average, but I actually liked Mike P's second and third round, especially his third. But his second round was good too.
Yeah.
His first round, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't.
It was not better.
The difference is this, right? The first round, Real Sick was coming at Mike P neck, and Mike P was doing good rapping, and he wasn't really coming directly at Real. The first round anyway, he wasn't really like getting that Real Sick that hard.
Yeah.
In the first round, and you know, Real Sick started off like first time I get to take off on Police without being randomly selected. That's hard.
That's hard.
Hard. You know, like I said, I like the point what message a battler is trying to convey. And he's talking about the whole battle. He's talking about how emotional and sensitive Mike P is. He did a really good job in getting that point across. You know, he drove it home each round, but especially the first. You know, talking about you back for the same reason you left. Bill's killing you. Hard. Another hard bar. Like, I was just like, gee. You know, like the spilling like a wise decision, mind over guts.
Hits
your skull like a home record. The side broke it up. The eye opener line. That whole little pattern he was doing was just nuts. That was insane. You know, like he changed up, like, you know, the tone, the everything, the flow. Like his flow, his delivery was top 10. That's what I mean. It's about the point you try and convey, the lyricism, but also about flow and delivery too. All ties together.
Yeah. He Real Sick might have the best flow in battle rap.
I like it. I like it. Like he was on one this battle. Beat you so black and blue, you're gonna lose your white privilege. Like I like the fact he was talking about, like, because everybody was excited about Mike P return. He's talking about, like, okay, Surf was from jail. Twork was returning from a car crash. You returning because your girl had a pass. And like that.
Yeah, that was hard. That was tough. Yes.
He was on one. Then on the second round, the whole, the parallel, you thought it was a parallel universe, but it's actually karma. Everything's connected. I like how he set that up. That was dope. And then, like, the line where your girl been with so many battle rappers, so the baby gonna come out. Oh man,
that was hard.
But Mike, like I said, Mike was cooking too in the second. Mike point was kind of like, yo, I paved the way. Like, our class paved the way. I asked for you. Too, and I like the point he was trying to make. I think most people was giving Mike P the third round. I think the third round is real debatable. I think I might have even add Sick in the third.
I have Real Sick in the third round.
Yeah, I have this as gentleman third.
Yes, I agree. I thought Real Sick won every round. I thought he did everything better than Mike P, whether it be a little bit better or a lot better. Angles were better. He rapped better. He had harder punches. On all fronts, it looked like there was one person who was just a better version of the other person.
Right. I definitely think Real Sick said that Smack said he earned the spot on Gnome. I think he deserved it.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he deserved it. I don't know who they're gonna match him up against, but there's definitely battles out there for him. Definitely would like
matchups. Not sure. Maybe who would I match Real Sick up against? On a Gnome.
Eventually, I'd like to see him and Danny, but it looked like Danny won a battle Suge or Gnome, and that might happen. But I would love
to battle T-Top.
You think Sick and T-Top?
What if Real Sick battle T-Top?
That's an interesting battle. I wouldn't be mad at it. That's a major style clash too. That's a major style clash, but I wouldn't be mad at it.
I don't think it's that much of a style clash.
You don't think so? I think it's a little bit. Just the way they flow, their deliveries is a lot different. Top got that raspy, slow delivery.
Yeah.
And then he can turn up a little bit. Real Sick can go in and out of different pockets. They both attack their opponents directly.
Yeah, that was my thing about that.
Yeah, but the way they do it is a little bit of a style clash. But I wouldn't be mad at it. I would like to see it. I wouldn't be mad at it at all.
Real Sick and T-Top. I'm not mad at that one.
Yeah.
Who else? He could face a top tier easily on the room.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I definitely would watch it. So, all right, we have, and that was the end of Super Fight. Great card. Like, I think it surpassed most people's expectations, like you say. All right, so on to Kings versus Queens.
Yo, you hear that, dog?
Yeah, I don't know.
My roommate.
All right, in there.
Yeah, that's my roommate. I don't know what's up with his dog.
Oh, for a 1 to 10, what would you rank the Super Fight event? I'll give it
an 8 or 7.
Yeah, I give it a solid 8.5.
8.5? Oh yeah, okay. I wouldn't give it an 8.5. I'll say 8.
The only reason it wouldn't be higher because I didn't think Holmesy and Rum Nitty battle was that. If that battle was better, it could have definitely made it a 9, even a 10, because I really enjoyed Danny and Kid Chaos battle. I thought Suge and B Dot was a very good battle.
Very good.
Will Sick versus Mike P was a very good battle.
Yeah.
I think the crazy thing about that event, everybody showed up.
Yeah.
Like, even though I didn't really care for Holmesy and Rum Nitty, I thought Holmesy showed up. I thought Rum Nitty could have been a little bit better, but he didn't. It wasn't like he was whack. Rum Nitty did Rum Nitty, but everybody showed up. Great event.
It seems like people haven't been choking for these past few events. Am I wrong?
Damn, when was the last choke? You might be right.
It's been a second.
Stumbles, but outright chokes.
Yeah.
You might be right. You might be right. That's dope. Hopefully that continues.
Yeah. Agree.
Yeah, it's been too many chokes.
Yeah.
All right. So we got Kings versus Queens.
Yep.
So the battle to set it off was JC versus First Lady Flames.
Yeah. That's a battle I just finished before we got on this live stream. That got ugly.
That battle was like, that was like a first round KO.
Yeah.
After the first round, just like, yeah, ain't nothing. It just set the tone for the rest of the battle. Like, JC massacred her in the first round.
She looked like a loser in the first round. As he was rapping, she looked like she was losing. Like on her face, she looked like she lost the battle.
To be fair, I missed some of her first because she had mic issues.
Yeah, right.
Of it, I couldn't really make out some of the bars she was spitting in the beginning because of the mic. They should have fixed her mic sooner, but I don't think that would have made a difference anyway. JC just had too many bars in that first, just too many. So I don't think it was nothing she could have did. Like, what? Y'all been following Bab so long, she got y'all making a band? What?
Man, I said, oh man, he's really actually trying to kill it this battle.
Yo, crazy. Stay in your place like when the COVID numbers spike. Come on, man. JC was wrong.
The one where I said, oh, he's trying to really whoop her ass was the one where he said, you gonna hear that smrr quicker than Sprite. I was like, oh, yo, I forgot about that. I was like, no, he's trying to win this battle. He's trying to whoop her ass.
Yeah, and you know what? That kind of what happens. You remember our prediction video? We was talking about this battle, and it's hard to stand up to the original style.
Yeah,
that's why I think B Dot will have trouble with Lux.
I agree.
Although like B Dot and Lux is not exactly the same, he does do Lux mannerisms. The way he actually writes and his content is different than Lux. But the mannerisms, the way he move in the ring, and B Dot would admit that Lux is a heavy influence. That's a heavy angle right there. And Lux is great at angles. I think he would struggle against Lux. It's hard to stand up against the original style. And she was a front. She says JC is in her top 5, and it showed. JC was just too much for her.
JC had some like vicious punches. His writing was hidden this battle. This is the best JC I've seen in a little bit.
Right.
He came to win. He did that 3-0.
And I think her point, what she was trying to convey is like, yo, you a little dude. I'm more gangster than you. She had some lines too about.
Yeah, she did.
Like, this not a mirror match because logically, not more. Look at the mirror. Obviously, you're not more gangster than me. Dope. But JC writing was just on the level. Arms to your neck, choke slam. Our battle every on this card. It looked like surviving JC. That was crazy.
Oh, yo, his anime bar.
The stretch limo. Yeah.
That was tough. It took me a sec. I had to remember the movie.
Right. Right. That was crazy. It was just JC was just too much. And I didn't know how he was going to come at a female.
Yeah,
So
I agree. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but she was First Lady Flames was dope though. I think she was just, you know what I think it was too. I think because she admitted JC's in her top 5. I think she was nervous to go against somebody she obviously kind of look up to when it comes to battling, like one of her favorites. And I guess that's human nature. Some people go harder, and she went hard, but I think she was a little bit, I don't want to say enamored, but like a little bit nervous to go up against somebody that she regards at such a high esteem.
I can see that. I can see that.
But she was dope. So JC clear 1-0 fellas. Loso versus Vixen, and then after this battle, like, oh, this might be a whitewash for the fellas after this one. Loso first round was dope.
Yes.
It wasn't like unbeatable.
Nah.
But let me ask you this. Do you think Loso got her in her feelings in the first round? And that messed up the way Vixen delivered her first?
Yes. She looked like she took what he was saying, and it was in her head. Like it was his material was a presence in her head.
Right.
You could see it the way she, like, before she even started her round, she's like, okay. Like she was listening.
Right.
I never battled, but I feel like, unless you're looking for a rebuttal, so you're trying to listen for a punch that you can flip quickly, you shouldn't listen to the opponent's round too much and let it get into your head, because then it's gonna mess with your approach. Even though you wrote already, it's like you don't want to really take it to heart too much.
And Vixen usually have good defense.
So what?
She usually have good defense too.
Yeah.
This one, I think what it was, I don't know if she's getting more sensitive than she used to about her body. Like, the waist trainer line.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was funny the way Loso set it up too. With he was praying. He was like, Lord, I'm tempted once he saw how she looked against DNA. But then was against First Lady Flames without the girdle, was like, oh, I was tripping.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know if that line really did it, because she tried to rebuttal that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the lines she tried to rebuttal. She was like, you talking about women's bodies and all that. It seemed like that might have, I don't know if that got to her or what.
Yeah, because you didn't. Did she make a good punch out of that? I forget her rebuttal.
She tried to, but she messed up the rebuttal. And that kind of messed up. Remember, that messed up her entire round. That, like, it started off awkward, and like her whole first round was kind of awkward because she initially messed up that rebuttal.
She didn't sound like the winner of that round.
Right. And then Loso got her out there in the second round. Good God, that was a classic round. That was a classic round.
That's one of those rounds. You said what?
We called it. Me and you called this too.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about the review about when she called herself a white girl?
Yeah. That was she called herself a white girl because that was a topic. People in battle rap, like forums and online and stuff, people were mentioning that she called herself white.
Right.
Like, is she gonna go back and forth, Pikachu? Loso wrote for that. That's why I said, these guys might win. They might sweep the women tonight because, they coming into these battles as if these women are guys. Like they're trying to raise their stock with wins. That round was a round where when you're trying to raise your stock. Loso cooked.
But Loso's the underdog. I had Vixen winning this.
Yeah. I believe I predicted Vixen would win this battle. I
Yeah,
believe. I knew it was gonna be close. I wasn't too sure though. That's what I thought. Yeah.
he went crazy. Then he found when she said against Coffee, I identify as black. He used that whole thing. Oh man, in front of Jay Black, in front of White, in front of Smack White. Oh,
Stop, dude.
that was crazy. Crazy. He body bagged her that second round.
That second got vicious, and I believe I didn't click on the interview. It seems like he was coordinating with the cameraman prior to the battle to make sure that when he was turning, they would be different cameras, to cut to as he was facing and that made the bars hit harder.
Yeah. Now, I will say this. I gave Vixen the third round.
But yeah, the third one. Oh, yeah. That was the third. Yeah. After she won that third, that people wanted to give her an earlier round. That's what I remember about that.
And you can't cheat. Like, to me, Loso clearly won the first two rounds, but the third, Vixen third was very good. She had a very good third round. So, but clear 2-1 for Loso.
I agree. Clear 2-1.
So the fellows are looking real good at this point. Real good.
Yeah.
Then we get to Coffee and T-Top. This was a surprisingly great battle because I had Top coming in. I thought I had Top with the 30.
I thought
in our prediction video, what I told you, I said I like the way Coffee writes. Remember, I was telling you I like her writing. I just don't like her delivery. And stay true to form this battle. I think if she can ever improve her delivery, Coffee will be a major problem. Just me personally, her delivery is not pleasant on the ears for me.
I agree. There's something off. I don't know if it's her voice, an accent, or I don't know if it's her pacing.
It might be the flow too. Flow in the delivery together. Yeah. Because I don't really think she doesn't really have a flow at all, to be honest.
Yeah. She's such a battle rapper.
Right. Right. You know how other battlers can have a flow. Even JC, he have like a little flow when he raps. Most like a lot of the really good battle rappers have some type of flow.
What it is, they make music. So they're actually trying to rap sometimes they're trying to, they have a cadence that is pleasant to hear.
Yeah, Loso flow. Even T-Top. It's a slow flow, but he does have a little flow, like Coffee sometimes just sound like she's talking.
Yeah.
Either talking or yelling.
Yeah,
it's not
she watches like that, yeah.
Yeah, like O-Red. That's one of the problems with O-Red. O-Red is fire. One of the best punchers, like creative punchers and all that, right? Mm-hmm. Especially with the sports bars, right? Best in the game with the sports bars, but O-Red have no flow.
He's gotten better with that recently, but yeah, that's been the case with him for years.
Right. So I think that's what it is for Coffee. But with that said, it might be a shock here. I think we have a disagreement. I know the fans gave it the top, but I actually gave this battle to Coffee.
Yeah?
Yeah. I actually gave the battle to Coffee. And I'm going to tell you why. I like the way she started off the first. I gave Top the first round, but Coffee energy was on 100 coming off. I liked how she started off with the knuckles, saying like, "Look at these knuckles. Ain't nothing ladylike about me." Hard. That was hard.
I said, "Oh, okay." I always need to hear those type of bars in your first. I gotta get a gauge of where your mind is at for this battle.
She started off like she got my attention right away. I was like, okay. I was like, okay, Coffee, you got my attention now. So I started zooming in. She zoned out in the first, but I edged it the top the first round. Top was talking the first round.
Mhm.
Um, I gave I edged the second to Coffee.
Hold on, was this first where T Top had that champagne? OJ champagne make mimosas? Was that the first?
I don't think was that the first or was that the I forgot what round. I know exactly what you're talking about.
That ball was hard.
That
He
was,
had good coffee flips this battle. I like how man T Top came to he didn't slack.
I like the Cuban coffee look. That one
Small
was
shot.
cool. But I tell you, the only thing I edged Coffee the second, but I almost gave the top just off of one line because Coffee messed up. She said that he lost to Mav. Like T Top killed Mav. I was
Yeah.
like, I was like, what? I was like, what?
I hated when she said that.
Like, because I had to rewatch the battle again because when she first said it, I missed her next few bars because I was like, what?
Yeah, right. It threw me off.
Like, nobody. Like,
Yeah.
no, that was he three. Mav choked every round that battle.
I don't know what she was like. It was to make a punch hit, but you didn't have to say he lost because now I'm thinking like, no, Top bodied him. What are you
Yeah,
talking
that
about?
was a clear win. That was when Mav, I think his daughter was born. He came straight from the hospital. I just had a kid, by the way, right? Like we was mentioning. I don't know. I don't know how Mav did that. Mav should have just. I don't know if he would have. He need the money. He could have, at the time because it's part of the contract. But after just going through what I went through with, my wife having a kid, I wouldn't have been able to just leave the hospital and battle. My mind wouldn't have been there. So I actually have a greater respect for what happened to Mav that battle.
Yeah.
Now that I actually have my first kid, I don't know how your mind can be on balance right after the same day if your wife or if your girl just had a baby, you at the hospital.
But it was monumental for him because he was returning back to URL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was probably like he probably felt pressure. I had to do it, but like he should have. Like, yeah, I don't because I don't think I would have been able to do it either. So I understand why he choked every round that battle. But that's not T Top fault. T Top bodied him. Still.
Smoked.
Yeah. So I was like, Coffee, why did you say that? Like,
another thing that on the rewatch I had to make sure I didn't penalize her for was the 52 states. On the rewatch, I'm like, okay, her first is actually better than I remembered. But you said
maybe to give her credit, they do have a bill in Congress right now. They're trying to make DC a state. And then they've been talks of Puerto Rico being a state, but yeah, she's wild.
Not yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I don't know where she's getting that from. But yeah. But everything else in her second was fire.
Mm-hmm.
Her second, she had some lines on there talking about when he laid flat, he looked spilled. That was hilarious. I was dying. I was dying.
Round where she said, nothing, like, I'm not, something off top about the OnlyFans, but like flashing.
Oh, yeah.
That was first or second. That was tough.
Yeah, she was. What her I gave her the second and third. Although top second was tough too. I like the angle about her dude that was about to beat up Miss Miami, and like if he would put his hands on a woman on camera, what he'd do. Like I was like, that's a tough angle right there.
He made good bars out of that.
That was a tough angle. I just like the second round so close it could go either way. I gave Coffee the third just because top third was so much about Coffee's son being taken away, her losing her son, and she says it's not true. She said that she never lost her son, and like that's the thing about those type of angles. Maybe she's lying, but I don't care about their personal lives enough to look that up, or even if we even find information. So it's hard for me to give that credit because I don't know if that angle true or not.
I don't care enough to hear that many bars about it.
Right.
There's so many bars on that.
Right. Like I'm not invested like some like some fans is like completely invested in these people's personal life. I just like the bars. I like, what people do in their personal time is their business. I'm a grown man myself, like so what you do on your time is your time. I'm just talking strictly about bars and approaches. I'm not about to look up personal information about you. So I can't, like if this coffee says it's not true, it's a false angle. She said she never lost her son. And he went on and on about that angle. I just like I don't know. I don't know if this angle hitting, especially because I don't know if it's true.
And let's say the angle was true.
Mhm.
She still was hitting him with haymakers.
Right.
She was bombing on him in that third round.
Right. So I edge coffee this battle, but I'm not mad if people have T Top winning because each round was close. Each round was close. So it's a very close battle. They gave T Top the battle. Some people saying that the females got robbed, but I wouldn't say robbed because the battle was close enough. We could go
It's
either
too close of a battle to say definitively that there was a robbery. I had T-Top edging.
I did too. Well, no, I had coffee edging it, but very close. I'm not mad at T Top got the win, but is this battle a classic?
A classic.
People throw around that classic word too much, but I don't know.
Not enough impact for it to be a classic, but I will watch this battle again. This was the best coffee I've seen yet. I haven't seen many coffees, but this was the best one. Regardless.
Yeah. If coffee can get a better flow and delivery, I said she'll be tough. Like I told you in the prediction, her writing is tough. I like the way she writes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her pen is there. I was really shocked. I had to catch myself. I was gonna say, is somebody writing for her? But I was like, is that sexist to say that somebody's writing for her?
Remember, I was telling you she had a pen though. You remember? I was telling you she had a pen. Yeah.
What else was I about to say?
Well, she's not.
I said, if there was a crowd, if this was even in a Gramercy, this battle will be booming.
Yeah. Because they both had haymakers.
Yes.
Shout out to I guess T Top Company, right? So, but yeah, that's dope battle. Shouts out to both of them for providing us with material. And T Top seemed to have the best battle each card. He had the best battle when him and Easy battle. That card that was super fight too. I think that was super fight one.
I think that was
that's the battle I was missing. T Top and Easy had the best battle in that fight. T Top and B Dot had the best battle in Summer Madness.
Agreed.
T Top, it's been the thing the last few battles that he's been having the best battle on the card. Even though what's crazy is I got him losing all three of those battles, but it doesn't drop his stock.
Right. It's good. That's something.
Because you could debate he beat B Dot too. You could debate he beat B Dot. You could debate he beat. Well, no, I thought Easy clearly got him. That's my opinion. But some people argue for Top. I thought B Dot clearly got him too. Well, not.
I think B Dot beat him.
I do too.
I haven't heard that many people actually say that T Top won. To be honest with you,
I gave B Dot the second and third. I thought I gave. You know what? No, now that I think back to it, I might have even gave B Dot the first. I like Top Ryman better in the first, but the football angle, I don't know how that's a diss. Like he played college football. Yes, he got kicked out for his grades, but he actually did something that most people would have loved to do. So like those type of angles for me, it's just like, yes, people would have loved to play Division I football.
Agreed. But I believe the angle was about the hit. Was that the battle that they talked about that? Or did B-Dot get talked to about that in a different battle?
Saga talked to him about it first.
Saga
did it better. The way Saga did it was crazy. So it was just like, that's the first time I heard that.
As a football player. Like, okay, he played D1 football. Am I supposed to laugh? It's like when they used to laugh at Hitman for being a ball player. It's like, okay, he
Right.
plays basketball. Am I supposed to?
Everybody in the hood love basketball. How that a diss?
This is a new thing. We're laughing at ball. I didn't know. I didn't know we were supposed to laugh at the ball player.
Right. He was playing college ball. Like, you know how many people love to play college ball? Like, how's that a diss?
Red is like, you a shooting guard. Like, Red, you have never played ball.
And then Red does sports bars. He loves sports.
Can you imagine?
Like, that's crazy. I didn't get that. Or I'm not the biggest fan of franchise, but franchise play soccer. And like people, yeah, he's actually like on the Canadian team or something.
Oh, he's a soccer. He plays soccer like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Franchises really does that soccer thing, and like he never brought it up in battles. Like some people could use it against, but like that's dope. Like
it's tough. Exactly.
Now I'm not a big soccer fan, but around the world, soccer the most popular sport in the world. That's dope.
There's nothing like you can't say anything negative about him as a soccer player. Like, okay, you play soccer. That's not bad.
Yeah, especially if you're good at it.
Right. I mean, if you're getting opportunities because you're playing soccer, because you're playing ball, because you're playing football, do you?
Right. I mean, you could make everybody can get clown like when they clown like the wild and out stuff like, but you think about it, that's the rebuttal is y'all would love to be on Wild and Out.
Yeah, always. So you can make jokes about it or make good punches about it. You can make a fire punch out of franchise making soccer. There's something you could say about that.
Right.
But you can't say how you got guns but you a soccer player. That doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. That's dope. But like yeah, dope battle for both of them. Then it was Verb versus Hustle. I know you didn't watch this battle, but so I quickly recap this one. Make a long story short, Verb lost again. And it's fucked up because Verb was one of my favorite battlers ever. He is one of my favorite battlers of all time. Massive respect for him. Some of the best lines in battle rap history. Some of the best battles. But his last couple of battles haven't been hitting for me. I actually liked him against Calico. I know I'm in the minority, but I'm going to tell you the problem with this. When I first watched the battle live, I thought Verb was complete trash in that battle. But when I rewatched it, it wasn't that Verb was complete trash because he had some lines here or there. His approach was just all wrong for a battle. Number one, he started off the battle with way too many jokes. And if you go on jokes, it's okay to joke, hollow joke all the time, but it has to be funny. The jokes wasn't really funny that he was saying Hustle. So like when he was saying the jokes, it was kind of cringe because I wasn't laughing because it wasn't really funny. Mm-hmm. That's number one. Number two, he barely attacked Hustle at all. He had his overall theme of going at talking about women in general with barely any direct shots at Hustle, which you can do, but you have to do it better. You have to make a more arching point if you want to do that. Three, the individual lines he was spitting once he got past the jokes that wasn't hitting, he actually got into this flow. He was actually snapping at certain points. It was decent, but the rounds was very short. So every round, Hustle basically doubled his material. Also, the rounds he was spitting, even though I like some of the lines and I like some of the points he was making, like he was talking about like a lot of times women just ask what you could do for them, don't ask how your day is, stuff like that. It would have been good for songs. That's why Verb make fire music now. His music, like if you listen to his Bliss album or If I Had a Heart album, these are fire projects. Fire. Like if you haven't heard Verb music, definitely listen to it. The rounds, like his second and third, especially some of the rounds he was spitting at Hustle, once he got past the cringe jokes, would have been dope on tracks, in my opinion. But it doesn't work in a battle format. Can you hear me? Yep. Ada, can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, there you are. Now it's clear.
Oh no. What I was saying is like Verb make fire music, and like a lot of the stuff he's spitting in second and third after you got past the cringe jokes would have been dope on the track. Overall theme, but like in the battle format, it doesn't work, especially if you're not going to bark, if you're not like really projected like that. And what he's doing, like I said, I just don't think it's going to work in the battle format. So it is what it is. He lost. Hustle clearly won. In my opinion, Hustle did what a lot of the fans critique Verb on, like what you be talking about, made fun of how he be rhyming, brought out a lot of old angles, like his mom being a dyke, which again, Verb said that's not true, which might not be a true angle, you know. So I don't think Hustle was that great, to be honest. To be honest. But it was kind of like the Rock. She was better than Rock against Verb, because Rock wasn't good at all against Verb, in my opinion.
Verb is in a weird space where it seems like he's not battle rapping when he's entering the ring.
Right.
So he's just a wild card at this point. Well, it might not be a wild card. We might just have to have a lower standard for Verb and just expect him to not be as good as he was like forever and ever. He already got his end game battle.
But the thing is, it happened so quickly because I thought he was very good against DNA.
Yeah. I thought he was better than what he's doing right now.
Yeah, he was, and that wasn't that long ago. He was very good against DNA. And just last year, less than a year ago, I had him beating Geechee in that battle.
Oh, really? You had him winning?
Yeah, I had him beating Geechee in that battle. Yeah. He was dope against Geechee.
Yeah,
like go back and watch that. Like Verb was dope against Geechee.
But he was battling Geechee.
That's the thing. Like against Calico, the reason why I liked him against Calico, I thought his rhyming was dope against Calico. The problem was, as you said, he wasn't really battling Calico. But you know, both of them, but Cal and Verb both had that style because Cal had a lot of general bars too, not directed at both Verb too. Like the sandwich bag lines, that was fire, but it wasn't like directed at Verb. That's why a lot of people like that battle. But yeah, he was actually battling Geechee in that battle. He was actually with DNA. His rhymes was specifically tailored to DNA.
Yeah,
he was breaking DNA down. Like, but yeah, I don't know what happened when he battled Mook. He was going directly at Mook. I don't. And when he battled Lux, he did a lot of times he wasn't going directly at Lux, but I understood what he was trying to do. He was trying to show people he could out rhyme Lux, and at least it was a point to that. But now against Rock, I don't know what he was doing with Rock.
I don't know what to say. Why he was that bad? Like I don't even know what to say. Well, like why did he go into that battle that bad?
He's saying that he doesn't want to tear people down like that, and he doesn't want to talk that negative stuff. But I'm like, this is this kind of battle rap, you know? And if you want to be positive, you could be positive in a different type of way. You could do what like the Horsemen do. What A Ward, Loso, and them do, Saga do. You could do what B-Dot do. Uplift, you know, but you know, talk about the stuff. It's a way you can spit positive stuff in battle rap. You just gotta find a different way to do it. If that's your task, because he said he doesn't like with Rock. Remember, he started off the Rock battle talking about I have no tranny bars and I have no bars about you getting robbed. He didn't address those obvious angles against Rock. He didn't address those at all.
Yeah.
He had hardly no personal shots against Hustle. He said he told Hustle he wasn't going to go at her like that because, like, I guess they cool. I don't know, but this is if you're going to do that, you have to have an overarching thing. But yeah, Bird music is fire at this point. He says he got a lot of stuff going on outside of battle rap. Unless he's really, really like want to battle somebody and is going to put in the time to really battle or find another way to structure exactly his message, he probably should sit out.
Agreed.
Point.
Wait, when's the last time Hustle was good?
She was good. I mean, she was okay versus 40, but she lost. She was okay versus Twerk, but she lost. I thought she was just okay versus Bird, but she won. When you say fire, last time you seen a fire Hustle, I don't know. To me, I was never that big of a fan of Hustle lyrically. I think what Hustle excels at, she got a great delivery.
Yeah.
I think she got A1 delivery, and I think she got good stage presence. She excels everything. I mean, the bars itself is okay.
Agreed.
Okay. But as far as female battlers, she's not one of my favorites. She's cool.
She really won me over with her official performance, and that had, like, in my mind, her stock was super high. I was like, yo, this girl is nice. But when I was really looking at her resume, I said, man, how many times was she like this?
Did you like her against Gaddis?
She was better than Gaddis, but she was good. She was good.
She's like, Hustle's cool.
Yeah.
She cool, but like she's not my go-to when it comes to the Queen of Ring battlers. I really like Couture, but she doesn't battle a lot.
Couture, right? Yeah, Couture. Yeah, Couture has like just more stuff outside of battle rap going on.
Yeah, I like Couture. Misfit got her style. I like Official. Speaking of that, I know you got to get off of here, but
I was just looking at that.
Yep, Official. I got Official beating Rock.
Yeah.
I don't know what Rock is doing. His third round could have hit. It's polarizing, but I don't know. Rock.
He went outside of himself,
which I appreciate. But
you could try it.
The problem is, like with Rock, I think he thought calling her a B and Ho and H for like every other sentence was going to do it. To me, that just doesn't hit. Okay.
It would have hit harder against the C3 that he battled in 2016. That's one thing people don't mention is C3 was pretty whack against Rock. So like, he got away with things that he's not going to get away with. And I believe you're the one that predicted that Tay Rock would lose. And I think I said Tay Rock would win because I haven't liked Official in a little bit. Official did way better than I thought she would. And Rock did worse than I thought he would.
Yeah, my thing was because Rock just battled Verb and he wasn't crazy and it was a short time to write.
Yeah.
Like I thought that Rock could definitely lose this battle. Although I like Rock better than Official overall as a battler, but yeah. Official one. But yeah, I know it was a good recap. Next show we got to get into this double impact card. Next show.
We have things to talk about next show.
Yeah, definitely subscribe to the channel. Check us out. We gonna be back at it. A&A. Peace.